Yes, sir! Philadelphia 76ers news, boys. We got to talk about the fact that the Sixers are not trying to trade Ben Simmons at the moment, boys. How do I know this? Well, it was reported by Shams Charania last night that the Sixers are no longer actively trying to trade Ben Simmons, and in fact, they actually have different plans for Ben Simmons. Before I get into it, make sure you guys click the like button and subscribe to the channel. We have new NBA videos every single week. Let's get into it, boys. So as I said, the Sixers are not trying to trade Ben Simmons, as reported by Shams Charania of The Athletic. So the question is, what do the Sixers want from Ben Simmons at this point in time? We all heard the news yesterday about how he's been suspended for one game and he got kicked out of practice by Doc Rivers for refusing to participate in drills. For those of you that didn't know that, that is a fact. Ben Simmons has been suspended for one game due to his refusal to participate in certain drills. But what do the Sixers want from Ben Simmons now that they say they're not trying to trade him? What the Sixers want from Ben Simmons, as reported by Shams, is they want him to show up to practices and games, which makes sense because you sign a contract to do that. But they want him to show up to practices and games. They want him to be engaged. They want him to play to his capabilities. Those are the three things they want from Ben Simmons. They want him to show up to practices and games. They want him to be engaged with his teammates. They want him to play to his capabilities. He was an all-star last year or the year before, I don't remember. They want him to play to that all-star level and all-defensive level that they know he's capable of. They don't want Ben Simmons to show up to practices and games, hands in his pocket, texting on his phone. Like at yesterday's practice, the rumors were he had a phone in his pocket. He wasn't really paying attention. He wasn't taking it serious. Sixers need this guy to be an all-star level player, and that's what they're asking him for. So I know a lot of you guys are probably wondering like how Ben Simmons feels about all this. Ben Simmons, it's reported that Ben Simmons, he is not against playing for the Sixers, which is why he reported back to the team. He is just not mentally ready at this moment in time. And while some may feel that may be a cop-out, he might just be saying that so he has an excuse as to why he's not playing at a level he should be, and he can still get paid without getting fined and losing his money as he was before. Because when you say I have mental health issues, people naturally just give you a blighter, like, okay, don't go too hard on him. He's dealing with stuff. So maybe Ben could be playing that up, or maybe he really does have mental health issues due to the fact Sixers fans were booing him relentlessly. Joel Embiid talked shit about him in multiple press conferences. Doc Rivers threw him under the bus in multiple press conferences after the playoffs. So I could see how this guy could really have mental health issues. He also dated a Kardashian. That alone might give a nigga mental health issues, but I digress. But so why don't the Sixers just trade Ben Simmons, guys? That's the question that I have, and I came up with a few answers. The reasons why the Sixers won't trade Ben Simmons is because the Sixers want a star player. The Sixers don't want role players in exchange for Ben Simmons. The Sixers want a star player. They want a star player because the Sixers championship window right now is not that large. Their championship window fully depends on Joel Embiid's health. As long as Joel Embiid is healthy and playing at an MVP level the way he has for the past couple of seasons, then the Sixers will always have the chance to win a championship. That's why they want to take advantage of this, because with Embiid's health history, he probably only has 2 or 3 more years, four at the max, of good MVP level playing seasons. So the Sixers need to put star players around this guy so that they have a chance to be championship contenders. If they trade Ben Simmons for a bunch of role players, then that's not going to do anything. That's not going to make any bones for the Sixers in the playoffs. They need a star player. And right now, why the Sixers don't trade Ben Simmons is there's no star players available. At one point in time, Damian Lillard was rumored to potentially be available. He came out yesterday and said he doesn't see himself leaving the Blazers. He's reinvigorated and looking forward to coming back to joining the team. We haven't heard anything about Donovan Mitchell, who was upset a little bit earlier in the season. We haven't heard anything about a guy like Bradley Beal. So right now, there's no stars available for these guys to trade for. So for now, the Sixers just won't trade him until that star does become available. And if no star does become available, their ultimate hope is that Ben Simmons will go back to playing at an all-star level and that the Sixers can try and compete for the playoffs once again this year. But yeah, so guys, what are your thoughts on this Ben Simmons Philadelphia 76ers situation? Who do you guys think this situation, who's to blame for this? Like, is it the Sixers' fault that they're in this situation with the things that Doc Rivers has said, Joel Embiid has said, the way the team has treated him, the way the fans boo him and all this shit? Or is it Ben Simmons' fault for not refusing to shoot, for making poor decisions, for not showing up in the playoffs, for all this bad team chemistry stuff you've been doing during the offseason? Let me know in the comments, guys. What are your thoughts? Whose fault is this situation? And how do you feel about the way the Sixers are going about it? Make sure you guys click the like button on the video and subscribe to the channel. We do new videos every single week. Peace, guys.